Some betrayals don't come from strangers. They come from the person who once promised to protect you. Sometimes danger doesn't knock on your door. It waits until you're asleep. And sometimes the only warning you get comes from the smallest voice in the room. This is the night my daughter saved my life. My daughter saved my life that night. I thought I was just dropping my husband at the train station. Another late-night business trip. Another forced smile. Another goodbye that felt more like relief than love. The platform was crowded, filled with echoes of rolling suitcases, murmured conversations, and the metallic screech of brakes. Overhead lights flickered, casting harsh shadows that made everything feel colder than it should have. My husband, Ryan, stood beside me, looking exactly like the man everyone admired. Perfectly pressed coat, confident posture, calm eyes, the kind of man people trusted instantly, the kind of man no one would ever suspect. By my side stood my 7-year-old daughter Mira, holding my hand tightly. Too tightly. Her palm was damp with sweat. She was unusually quiet. Mira was normally full of questions, always humming, always observing the world with curious eyes. But that night, she barely blinked. Her gaze stayed locked on her father's face, as if she were studying it, memorizing it. The train doors began to slide open. That's when she pulled me closer. "Mama," she whispered, her voice shaking. "Please don't go home tonight." My heart skipped. I laughed softly, trying to lighten the moment. "What are you talking about, sweetheart?" Her lips trembled. Tears welled up. "Daddy said something bad will happen after we sleep. He said he won't be there when it happens." The words felt unreal. Children imagine things, right? They mishear conversations. They mix dreams with reality. That's what I told myself. I wish I hadn't. Rayan bent down and kissed Mira's forehead. She didn't hug him back. "Be good for Mama," he said, smiling. Then he kissed me on the cheek. 2 days. That's all. Take care of her. I nodded. The doors closed, and just like that, he was gone. The stare Mira gave me followed us all the way to the parking lot. The air felt heavier with every step. Once inside the car, she spoke again. "Mama, please believe me this time." That sentence shattered something inside me, because it wasn't the first time. Weeks earlier, she told me Daddy talked on the phone late at night using a scary voice. Another time, she said strange men came to the house when I was at work. Once, she even asked why Daddy locked his office doors so often. I dismissed it all, because believing a child was easier than questioning the man I married. But that night, something in her voice broke through my denial. So instead of driving home, I turned the wheel in the opposite direction. I parked 2 streets away from our house, hidden behind tall trees. The engine was off. The lights were off. The silence was unbearable. Our house stood peacefully under the streetlight, curtains drawn, porch light glowing. It looked safe, normal. I almost convinced myself I was being dramatic. What kind of wife spies on her own home? What kind of mother believes something so horrible? Then Mira whispered, "Mama, look." A black car rolled slowly down our street. Too slow. It stopped directly in front of our house. 2 men stepped out, hooded, careful, focused. My lungs froze. One of them reached into his pocket. I expected force, a crowbar, something violent. Instead, a key. He unlocked our front door. Only 3 people had keys: me, my husband, and the spare he kept hidden in his office drawer. The men entered our home like they owned it. No lights turned on. Flashlights moved behind the curtains. Mira grabbed my arm. "Mama, are they bad people?" I couldn't answer. Then the smell hit us. Gasoline. Strong. Sharp. Suffocating. Moments later, smoke crept from the windows. Then flames. Our living room window exploded, outward, as fire climbed the walls like it had been waiting. That was the moment I understood. If we had gone home, we would have been asleep and never woken up. Sirens screamed in the distance. The men ran back to the car and vanished before the fire trucks arrived. I collapsed to my knees. Mira wrapped her arms around me from behind. "You listened, Mama," she whispered. My phone vibrated. A message from Ryan. "Just arrived safely. Miss you both." My hands shook as I dropped the phone. He knew. He planned it. He flew away to build an alibi while strangers tried to burn us alive. The house burned down completely. Memories turned to ash. But we were alive because I finally listened. That night changed everything. I learned that danger doesn't always scream. Sometimes it smiles. Sometimes it kisses your forehead goodbye. Sometimes it whispers through the voice of a child. Never ignore the voice of someone who loves you, especially when they're brave enough to warn you.